We are back.
I like the upbeat tempo, Joe.
Yeah.
Way to start the year. Be positive.
Yes.
Little peppy tune.
Peppy tune. Even, peppy music, but I have the world ending behind me. Keith,
good.
you got crypto winter going on over there.
It is a little chilly here.
Boring. I don't have anything going on.
Well, you got that beard going like
Yeah.
you're a little stressed out.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I woke up this morning the first time in like 2 weeks, like not just immediately running out to the computer and programming. Like I was like relax a little, read my news on the iPad, take a long shower, coffee.
Let's see what we got going. Let's see, we get some people in here. Get some viewers.
I think it just went to Discord.
Oh God, I'm already getting. I'm not up 5 seconds, and I already have a fake person on Twitter. Kindly click on my Telegram family for a premium mentorship.
Wow.
Send me 1 Bitcoin, I'll send you 2 back. Right?
Yeah.
Guys, already starting the new year scamming people. All right, guys. Where is our... Let's see if our crew comes. Have you seen them in the Discord?
I just posted a couple minutes or like 30 seconds ago the thing.
Yeah, and I did probably a half hour ago, 45 minutes ago. I did the was it the preview or? All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right. So we got the markets are looking horrible, trying to fight to stay over 40. Sean, you told me call you when it drops below 50. It's at 41. Bitcoin's at 41.
Yeah.
A little panic or?
I think what's really interesting though is the overall market cap is still very strong. If you look at Bitcoin dominance, it's it's down pretty substantially.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Does that? So I was going to bring it up here, but if you have it, it's really strength of all coins, right? Strength of non-Bitcoin coins is shining through. Where Bitcoin, it's really off, but Ethereum is much less off, right? Utility coins are resurging, and the value of being able to do stuff with crypto is coming through. So
yeah, it's true. Bitcoin's down to 40, but Ethereum Ethereum dominance is 18. Usually it was in the 20s, 20, 24, something like that. So it's not really down as much.
Yeah.
Valid point.
Well, let's be honest, boys. Let's be honest with my mittens here. Looks very, very formal. Ethereum really has retraced a bit from 5,000 to 3, and that's been a painful retracement, but it's been orderly. Like there has been no panic selling. You haven't had that like capitulation thing. It's been a rather orderly consolidation and drawdown across the board. But again, given Sean highlights this all the time, like at the end of the day, the gains in 2021 in the crypto space were phenomenal. And took a little money off the table there in the last few weeks of the year, but nonetheless, it was still an extraordinary run. And Dallas is here, so we can go home now. Day, what's up, man? Hey, Crypto Winter saying hey. Hey, Carmina, this one's for you.
Crypto Winter. And as we say that, dun, dun, dun.
Yep.
Ooh,
here is your fear and greed.
Look at that. Listen, man, I got to tell you, one thing I learned way, way back at the beginning of my investing journey, if it isn't painful to buy, you're probably buying at the wrong time. I'm sorry. Anybody who's long out there, this is a great buying opportunity. Although we do not give financial or legal advice, But I got to tell you, man, it's quite a healthy dip, which is pretty interesting and compelling.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is the opportunity that you may not want to pass up. Whenever selling on technicals and not worrying about fundamentals, that's usually a pretty good time to play in.
So you guys aren't worried at all? I mean, if this 41,000 doesn't hold, or if the stock market dips, as Michael Berry and all them keep on saying for the last 4 years, eventually you're going to be right. You know, we could go lower. Could we go to 29 again?
You can go to 1,000 again, right? I mean, like, we could, but there's so many institutional holders. I just don't see that happening, right? There's people who you see MicroStrategy says they picked up, like, I don't know, another 1,000 Bitcoins or something like that. It's crazy, the amount of institutional investment. Mining is back on in China, right? They're all back to doing this again. So it's much more widely accepted there again. I don't know. I think yes, they say, okay, all these hawkish comments by the Fed, they're going to raise rates. That's fine. To me, that is a positive.
There you go. Yep.
You know, like, I don't know. What you'll see is all these mainstream guys like Reuters and Bloomberg saying, oh, hawkish Fed minutes result in downturn of crypto, right? Because they're all, like, afraid of this, right? They don't want this to succeed. So they're going to try to tie this much like equities or bonds, right? But it's the opposite, really. I mean, this is the store of value. This is the new gold.
And with specific reference to Bitcoin, yes, it is a store of value play, a la gold. And as you know, people are expecting 3, 4 ... rate hikes coming. You know, aside from this initial consolidation phase, there is a strong argument, to Sean's point, for crypto being counterintuitively a bit of a safe haven play.
You could say that, but so far what we've seen is anytime the stock market dips, crypto dips.
It's too soon.
It's still running along it.
Too soon. Too early in the cycle.
Hold on.
Well, and I think too, so much stuff is highly leveraged in crypto. Like, a lot of people, what the?
Like, what?
You got the David Lee Roth going there. All right,
crypto winter's not that bad, brother.
Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
Hard Monday. You know, you have these. Well, now I'm all, because I'm thinking of David Lee Roth drinking. I think the overall momentum, I think, is still very, very positive, right? I just don't see that there's, like, you know, there's nothing intrinsically happening here that's different than anything else. So let's see, right? People are selling based on these ridiculous mainstream media stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of it is knee jerk, right? I mean, there's a lot going on. People are looking to reposition and reallocate. The water gets a little choppy when that happens.
Yep.
But we do have year end. That overhang is now cleared out. That's off the table as a market driver. You got 12 months, you know, ahead of us. It'll be really, really interesting. And I think you said it earlier, Sean or Joe, you know, there is more and more institutional adoption of crypto, i.e. ETH, and Bitcoin, and that is going to provide a bit of a floor. And I think that's why we're not seeing these extraordinary drops, 30, 40, 50%. You're seeing you know, investment retracement.
Yep. Well, and people getting taken out unleveraged. Like,
yeah. Well,
100x, right? You put in $1, you can trade $100.
Mm-hmm. But Sean, that's not a crypto story, right? You saw that in housing, for God's sake.
Nothing to do with it. That's right.
Yeah.
People overextending. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one little tiny bit down, and it's a cascade, because then that person's sell triggers the next person's sell as the price keeps going down. It cleans out some of that speculative.
I agree. I got to take my gloves off, guys. I'm sweating like my hands off. So. Crypto winter is over.
But I'm going to be devil's advocate. Do you think it's still over? I mean, are we going back up, or are we going to retrace? You know, a lot of people wouldn't mind it retracing to 29 maybe one more time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at a lot of this, it's a lot more selling than buying when you look at this chart.
Well, Joe, you got to ask yourself, are you a buyer or are you a seller? Like if it goes down to 29, there you go.
I'm looking for the
Then what do
Walmart
you want,
special.
man?
I'm looking for the Walmart special. That's what I'm
No.
looking
Then
for.
you wanted to go to 29. Like where do you want to buy it at?
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I missed the last 29. I just sat and watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing about the market, brother, right? Like it doesn't always come back for a second visit.
Yep.
So,
And you always look at it what the billionaires are doing. This billionaire,
smart money.
put half his net worth into Bitcoin, and the other half, what did he put it into? Bill Miller. He put half of it into Bitcoin and the other half into Amazon.
And I'm a fan of Bill Miller, man, and he is not like way out there swinging for the fences. He's like the king of value investing. So that says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was a poll that I read. Chase had taken a poll of its retail customers of what they thought the value of Bitcoin would be at the end of 2022, and the consensus was like 62,000 or something like that. So, 40 to 62 in a year. I mean, I know it's not what we're used to, right? But that's 50%, right? Right. So it's only 50%.
Only 50%.
Yeah.
It's just crazy when you look. We're down to 1.93. We're so spoiled. That's the biggest problem. We're spoiled. We had it almost. We had it 3 trillion. We were going up.
Yep.
We wanted to go to the moon.
Yep.
We're gently back down to 2 trillion.
Yeah.
We wanted to go to the moon. It's supposed to go up forever. What's happening here?
What's Bitcoin dominance? Do they have that?
I have it on my other chart. I have it on my right here. Bitcoin dominance is 40.
40.
Right here. 40. That's usually altcoin season. It's a sign of altcoin season when it's at 40. Usually it's 45 when it's Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so ETH is 18. Okay. Oh, that's the percentage. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's the Bitcoin dominance chart. I don't know. I was just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Well, also, Joe. I mean, I think that the theme in there, is risk tolerance and duration, right? I mean, what is your risk tolerance and what is your horizon? Are you talking about day trading? Are you talking about a monthly position, a yearly position? Like some of this pullback is pretty tempting.
It's just a lot of people in this market that aren't able to hold that long. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Just like any market, right?
All right.
It's the rich getting richer, for better or for worse.
And because you're still going along with the traditional stock market, so it dips when that dips, and people start to freak out in advance and start pulling.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, and here for our comedy segment of the day, because I have to do this before everybody else starts making fun of me. Cardano found an active use.
Oh,
A bunch of trees, and they recorded it on the blockchain.
There you go, baby.
Useful thing in the world.
Thank God somebody solved that.
I know. We needed to solve that problem. That was a problem that needed to be solved. Now the world is back.
okay.
Dang it.
Into the million tree.
Wow.
I don't even go past that. That's the comic. That was like it came from the Onion.
Oh,
That
wow.
it came from the Onion Network right there.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't know trees needed to be recorded on the blockchain.
Somebody's scrambling at the Cardano team. What are we going to do? We need to make a story.
What can we do,
Let's
Phil?
plant some trees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Where is ADA? I haven't looked at it in a while.
When I sold it, I stopped looking at it. Let's see what we do. ADA, it's 113. To me, it's
Wow.
always I think it's a buy again around 90 something
Wow.
cents.
Yeah.
90 like 99 to 90 to 99 cents, somewhere in there.
Under $1, but let him get some use cases. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it held for it was 90 cents, and before that, it was like 30 something cents was the other like point.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if it goes to 30, you're really screwed. 30 cents.
Yeah. That would take him out of the top 100 even. I don't know.
My Aves hung around that $2 point. Solana, I got burned. I bought Solana at 200. They were at 134.
Yeah. That's a great coin though. I think they've got a great feature and a proficient team, and they're building the use cases, and they're gonna be something.
And CDM was watching that fork.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should spend a little bit of time. No.
Yeah, we
At
could
some
jump into
point.
that if you want to.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure when you guys wanted to jump into that part, but we can.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let me pull this away and let's.
Whenever Dallas gives us the knife and fork emojis, then that's time. That's a signal.
That is the
like
time.
Blowing the whistle on the field.
Right. All right, let's go into it, Sean. What happened with Dynamo, and what was the solution?
So a couple of weeks ago, an individual was able to optimize the miner, the foundation miner. They were able to make it be approximately 120 times as efficient. This was not really a surprise to me. When I had written that miner, it was the first miner I'd ever written, the first GPU programming I'd ever done, and I made no attempt to optimize it whatsoever. The person did tell everyone in the Discord about it. They weren't doing it, I'll say, nefariously. They weren't doing it in secret. I mean, they definitely could have done it in a much more disruptive way. It was disruptive, though, of course, because the hash rate for other people was 1/100th of what this person was experiencing. And some may say that this was strictly a Darwinian moment, right? That for survival of the fittest, so to speak. Ultimately, I spent a couple of weeks enhancing the miner. I actually ultimately hired the individual to assist with development of the final production miner and advising on any other further optimizations or exploits for the revised miner that I had created, and then ultimately our new algorithm. We did perform a hard fork on Sunday afternoon, which basically activated a feature that was always there. It wasn't a very high risk. It wasn't like development done under duress or something that hadn't been planned or tested. It was something that was always going to be put into place. But basically, it allows us to change the algorithm at will. So now we won't have to do any more hard forks. We can simply, as a community, decide on a new algorithm if we want to change it at any time, and then just push that out. And that really gives us the true ASIC resistance, because if there is a hardware device that comes out that's optimized for this particular algorithm, then we just make a new algorithm. If there's a device that's optimized for like reading the program and running it, it's incredibly unlikely, because this is now like you have to run the program. You can't just say, I'm going to unroll the statements and optimize it in a linear way. It actually has to run the program. And so then it's basically just another general purpose computer. And, if you want to design an Intel chip in an ASIC or whatever, have at it. You're not going to be any better off than just running it on an Intel chip or running it on a GPU or whatever. So I think that we've put that particular issue completely to bed. So hard fork went relatively smoothly. There was one hiccup in the middle of it. We all worked through it. But the community was really great, obviously. And we got through it. Everything was done last night. Safe Trade's back up, Expertron's back up, Zerg Pool's back up. So yeah.
It's not Dynamo Classic. We did not do what Ethereum did. We just forked it, and it's the same blockchain. Even though it's funny to have Dynamo and Dynamo Classic.
There was no community desire, it was 100% acceptance of the change. Nobody wanted Dynamo Classic, and it was not a contentious fork in any way.
And it was the first time the community had to come together and make a decision on something. So that was. I'm trying to think of all the positives here. I'm trying to be,
Yeah, I would say so. Mm-hmm.
And also, I think it speaks a lot to the project, and obviously, Sean, to you and the team. How you face the challenges, and come out the other side in the way that you did, and the time that you did, and all of that really reflects very strongly on the character and the ethos of the coin, and the project, the legitimacy and the authenticity of the project.
Mm-hmm.
And now, as we've spoken earlier, it's back to a lot of the exciting business development that we have, on the front burner again. Cryptodes, Isle of Trials, the MMO game. So back to the fun stuff.
Yep, back to the business of business. We're gonna now that this looks very, very well secured, and frankly, this is probably, I'm almost going to say that it's good that it happened at this time. It's maybe not great that it happened in the way that it did, but it could have been a lot worse, and it could have been at a much worse time, right? I was literally in a week of launching the NFTs for cryptos, right? We were going to go out with, I don't know, $5,000 or $6,000 worth of advertising to sell, to mint our NFTs and sell everything. Imagine if this had happened in the middle of that activity, right? What horrible negative press would there have been for dozens or hundreds of people coming into the Discord looking to get answers about an NFT sale and finding that that the blockchain is not secure because of an optimization that happened in the miner, right? Like that would have been horrible PR. So,
and this has happened with Bitcoin. This has happened with Ethereum. This has happened. This ain't the first time this has happened. This has happened many times.
I mean, Bitcoin kind of embraced it, if you will, right? I mean, Bitcoin is purely ASIC mined, which in my mind makes it incredibly centralized because you can't buy an ASIC. There's only, I don't know, 4 or 5 companies that have ASICs. It's impossible to get it. So they're all mass manufactured by huge companies. So Bitcoin to me is much more centralized than something even like Ethereum. But these forks do happen, and usually they happen for community dissent. Like say for Bitcoin Cash, they wanted to have faster, right? They wanted to have lower the block time and increase the block size to make it more transactional oriented. Others didn't, so they forked it and made their own, right? In this case, that obviously wasn't the case, but yeah, it's happened to the best of them, right? So.
Yes, that was my whole point. It's happened to other people before, and it didn't really damage the project at all. It actually just helped, improve it, and
all experiments. This is the early days of figuring out how we're going to use these things, what they mean, and how to keep them running smoothly. And I would guess in 10 years this is going to be a completely mainstream technology, just like websites, right? Like this is the website of 1988 or whatever.
I mean, that's the biggest problem of people calling it cryptocurrency. These are software projects, not currencies, and people need to start looking at them as software projects.
Yeah. Software foundations that things can be built upon, right? It's programmable money. And what can you build upon programmable money? All kinds of things, right? Yeah.
I was watching an interview with Mr. Wonderful. I don't know if there's any Shark Tank fans out there, but he was rolling tape from a year or two ago, just trashing cryptocurrencies and the whole market and just, flash in the pan, nothing to do with it. And now, all of his, future investments are in, this category. And he used those exact words, Sean. He said, don't think of, just throw the word cryptocurrency out. You're buying a software platform. It's software, and that's the future. And yeah, it was really interesting to watch. They played the side-by-side clips. He's like, yeah, I said that, absolutely. And then I learned, and now I see the vision, and I'm all in. So.
Yeah, people
deal when guys like that jump in. Sorry, go ahead.
It just takes a while for people to understand what this is, and there's so much negative connotation from the traditional, Wall Street side because they can't control it, they can't make money off it, and there's so much, negative press from all the regulators because they can't control it, right? So there's so many people, scams and blah blah blah, and highlighting all the negativity of it, and then there's this barrier of learning what it's really about and how to how to use it and what the value is. So it's going to take a little while for this to work its way through the system, but I firmly believe this is here to stay.
All right, from Pun Jedi. Question: if Bitcoin tanked, would Dynamo still hold a viable future? You got to think of these as software projects, not currencies. So one of you guys take it on from there.
Yeah,
I don't know. Not right. I mean, yeah.
It's like going from Amazon to AOL to, you know.
that's right. If America tanked, pun, Dynamo would still have a viable future. That's what I'm saying. What are you coming at me for, pun? It's a new
Take
year.
it from the guy wearing a winter hat indoors.
Yeah, it's true. But it took.
Yeah.
But again, he's saying, you know, worry about BTC being the gold standard of crypto, but we're talking. It's not currencies. You're not doing the yen against the, you know, U.S. dollar and stuff like that. These are
It's
software
almost like
projects.
saying, I mean, you could make a corollary of different packages because Bitcoin is a different thing. It's like saying, if a new crappy version of Microsoft Word came out, would you stop using Excel?
Or Mac.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Salesforce.com and
Yeah,
you know, versus
Yeah.
Excel.
I think
Yeah.
calling it currency has been the biggest damage to crypto.
Yeah. I mean, look, there would be institutional damage to crypto, of course, right? Like if something happened to Bitcoin, it got hacked or whatever, some really negative event happened. Yes, right. That would damage all of crypto because Bitcoin and everybody thinks crypto is Bitcoin and Bitcoin is crypto, right? That's of course not true. But that's the household name. And so I think, yes, there would be some sort of overall negative event, but then that would work itself out. People would realize that, no, it's actually not, a category item, and we'd move on. So, yeah.
I'm excited to see the dynamic of Bitcoin during this rate hike cycle. You know, as inflation really sinks its ugly teeth, as rates start to move up. I'm very, very curious to see. I'm very curious to see the dynamic of Bitcoin and its correlation to gold. And frankly, we have never had Bitcoin in a rising rate environment as we have now to really provide this real use case of digital gold. So it'll be fascinating.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. John needs to know who's who. I'm Joe on this side, Sean in the middle, Keith on
the crypto winner.
Crypto winner. But again, he's saying that's a cheat answer. It's not a cheat answer if you think of all these as software projects. These are software projects. They're not currencies. I mean, that's the easiest. To me, that's the way I look at it. Which software project is going to be the most successful and live the longest? And that's what people need to start looking at. Because he was saying that our answer was a cheat.
I think too that I don't think that there's any necessarily one answer to that, right? Just because Solana does the same thing as Cardano, does that mean that they both can't exist? I mean, we have Ford and Chevy, right? Like people just have whatever they're attached to as well, right? Like whatever their history is with, because these things have so deep domain knowledge, programming, languages are specific, and all those social bonds that are created through their association with the project. Some people are just going to always be Solana people, right? I mean, you're going to have that thing, right? People are going to sit around the bar and talk about, are you a Solana guy or a Cardano person, whatever. I think that's gonna come out too. So I don't think
nobody's a Cardano person. Come on, Sean.
Never again.
What are you doing?
It's like being an XRP crazy person.
Unless you're a lumberjack. I mean, come on.
But a lot of these projects right now are who advertises the best, who markets the best, and who
all about mind share right now.
Yeah, come on. That's the name of the game now, right?
Well, I mean, look at
the best right now.
Look at Google versus Alta Vista versus AOL versus whatever, right? They all did the same thing. It was whoever could advertise the best and create the best technology. Yeah. Nope. Did we lose Joe?
Which one's lasted? I think you got to get the past history and see what happened in the past. With they got to the internet. Sorry, I'm getting choppy on this side. I've got a lot of choppy video on this side.
Yeah. Cable modem. Raven, poor Raven.
We started shit talking Cardano, and then the internet started to slow down.
Coincidence?
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, you're hurting, Joe. You're hurting.
I don't know what's going on over here. I'm gonna pull myself away for a minute. You guys talk.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's an interesting point, right? That Raven never did anything, in terms of innovation, and that was one of my big frustrations with that project, was that they just were not open to having core developers come on and build cool stuff. I think that's
It's
what
been
that.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know they put one little change in the paid to script hash signature change, but it doesn't really help them with any features or anything. So, yeah, it's unfortunate.
So speaking of our own project and having cryptodes, launch and out there for people to engage and play and be part of the community. So from a high level, Sean, what are we at? January the 10th at the moment. So do you feel that by the end of the month, when will players have the toads in their hand?
Well, we'll do
Q1?
we'll do the NFT pre-minting. I would say we'll probably do it over a 2 to 4 week period, and we'll do that. What happened? Yeah,
Dude, it's good to have Pun back. It's good to have you back in the chat, man. I've missed you.
yeah. So we'll probably do the pre-mint next week. The website's all done. The minting function is done. I'm gonna now that the chain is stable, we're going to mint the NFTs on it. So people will be able to get the minted NFTs as playable items. The game is in development. I'll have hopefully a proof of concept this week. I have been working on it in the background a little bit here and there. We have a wonderful animator or illustrator who's been creating all the different toad animations, and then of course our partner Russell has been working on all the artwork and the concept and the marketing deck and all that kind of stuff. So between me and Russell and this other guy Armand, I think that we'll have a playable demo by the end of this week, and then our roadmap says Q2. That's probably very conservative. I hope before then, but we will publish steady, ongoing progress. But yeah, playable demo end of this week.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Dallas is spot on to jump on that comment, man. The animations are just outrageously good. Outrageous. And credit to Russell and the team and you. I mean, it is just, AAA quality. I can't wait to see the reaction. Users get their hands on it.
Yeah, Russell's obviously extremely artistically talented. He drew all of the toads and all of the different pieces and understands all those kind of things about how to create the parts and to make them all work. And then this guy Armand, I found I was actually just looking at this software project called Spine 2D, which is this animation tool. I was looking at YouTube videos about it, and I saw this guy giving a tutorial, a very very thorough 2-hour tutorial about how to animate characters, and the end product was incredible. I was like, I need this guy, so I tracked him down, emailed him, and I was like, dude, help us out. So
that's so cool. Let me jump in. One of the comments, John is asking about the cost structure on the NFTs for the toads, and I know we have a hierarchy. Obviously, more toads at a lower price, but the entrance cost is very, very low because we want to allow as many people to participate as possible. I think it's fair ball to share now kind of the rough idea of the pricing structure on the toads.
Yeah, so I'm just going to make sure that the website's up, but Total Mayhem, so www.totalmayhem.com will give you TOELMAYHEM.com. Yep, the website's here. It's not functional in terms of the buy and mint, obviously, right now, but there is a pricing schedule on there. It's a graduated schedule. So we have it. The first 5,000 of them are 40 Dynamo each, which would be about $24 or something like that.
It's a deal.
Yeah. Compare it to most NFT projects where they start at 0.1 or something, several $100s. It's we're trying to make it really accessible. We're trying to make it cheap for lots of people. So the idea is the early toads that are cheaper have a lower chance to mint a a rare one or an epic one. There's 5 different levels of toads, different abilities. And so what we want to do is attract a player base, get people in at the low price point. And then as the time goes on, the price goes up. You'll see in the schedule it goes from 40 to 80 to 160 and so on. As time goes on and the project gains momentum and we get more and more interest and exposure, then we think investors will come and pay the few $100s to buy the more rare ones. And so as the price goes up, the chance to get a rare one goes up. And we're going to create a mechanic that will allow investors to rent toads. So you can pay several $100s to buy one, and then you can rent it to players. Because this is, of course, a 24/7 game. And so, if you want to get 3 or 4 people to play on your behalf and split them 60-40 or whatever, this is a very common mechanic that's in these play-to-earn games. Both Axie and Splinterland implement this kind of thing. So I think that's kind of the vision. Is we didn't want to make a whole bunch of expensive ones up front because we may not sell a lot, but we wanted to make it so that the rarity increased over time, and that investors, once the project gained momentum, investors could come in and pay a few $100s. That's the general gist of it.
That's exciting, man. It really, really is. I'm so close, so close. Yeah. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
I also think, I don't know if we can talk about this yet because it's still so new, but there was how shall I say, a potential metaverse opportunity for a religious group.
Yep.
So without giving too much away, fascinating use case to me because wasn't looking in that direction yet. Somebody else was, and I think that's fascinating just to find out how pervasive and the breadth of opportunity that exists out there for us. So
yeah,
a lot. Actually, share what you like.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's fine. There's no NDA or anything here. It was so this was all based off of the metaverse that I had created as the demo, where you can spawn in and run around, and we have a few players, and there's an NFT wallet that's integrated with that. So Russell had come across a contact at an Orthodox Jewish church in Florida, and they were interested in building their own metaverse, which involved a church with the ability to have sermons and breakout rooms where everybody could kind of discuss. So it really lends itself very well to the fact that they're having difficulty having community because of COVID and everything else, and they want to do some outreach, right? They want to be more engaged with younger people and technical savvy people, and frankly, they were incredibly turned on already to all the technology. They knew about Decentraland and all these other kind of places, and they understood a lot about the blockchain. And so I have no idea if this is going to go anywhere. We have a proposal, but yeah, just really interesting opportunities. We have another opportunity with this comic guy who does comic strips, and he wants to sell his artwork. So we may create some place where you can sell NFTs inside the metaverse, similar to what Raven has done. But yeah, these kind of virtual land things, lots and lots of opportunity there.
Yeah, super exciting. And like I said, just so fascinating. Just when you think you got your head around like all the use cases, just something out there from a completely different direction changes your thinking, and just amazing. And like I said, two worlds that I didn't think would ever cross.
Ever.
Right?
Ever.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of having your own infrastructure, right? There's lots of guys that create tokens that on somebody else's chain, right? We've got a native chain. We could do whatever we want with. This is a canvas that we can paint anything on. So I think there's just so much opportunity here, and we're not like so big that we can't make a decision, right? We can still do a hard fork in a couple of weeks. Literally, I mean, like literally, we did a hard fork in a couple of weeks. So we can still innovate. And all of the impetus to innovate is there. We're all very interested in bringing on developers, giving people access to the code, helping people build stuff. Like, we're very, very like the opposite of other crypto projects that, just want to let it, stay where it is and be stable. We're willing to make lots of changes. So Yeah, I think that's a key differentiator for us, and hopefully vaults us forward.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we ooze the entrepreneurial spirit. So that is just fantastic. Love being part of this.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the vibe that Joe's just not coming back.
He sent me a text saying that his computer is crashed. Oh,
it's true, Dallas. Very true. I didn't want to say it. I'm glad you said it before I had to say it. What, Joe? What, you not pay the light bill? Okay, bye, Joe. We're having technical difficulties.
Yeah. No.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Joe says he can't join us. So. Yeah.
But this is great. Look, I mean, to everybody out there, it really is great to be back. We have missed you. It has been a very head down and pedal moment in time for all of us. Plus, a lot of us all had COVID over the holidays. So it is good to have all of that in the rearview mirror. And we're very optimistic and excited for 2022. I think it holds a lot of great things, not only for Dynamo Coin, but for the whole crypto market. Other exciting news, the new Dynamo Coin website is coming imminently. I would say within the next couple of weeks, it'll be live. It'll really reflect the brand beautifully. I know a lot of extraordinary work has been put into this with our partner agency. Several of our board members have just been working tirelessly on this. So a lot of good things coming.
Yep. So, yeah, and then once we get that website out, then we can start to do the institutional advertising that we just have not done, right? We can go to CoinGecko or Dex Tools or any one of these other sites which appeal to straight up people wanting to buy the coin to buy and hold for appreciation. We just haven't, we have not done any marketing to this at all. Yeah. So once we get that website.
And then when that happens, man, you can stop telling all the investors, no, we don't want your money because we're not ready for it.
I haven't said that anymore. I'm comfortable. Very comfortable.
Yo, green screen.
I don't know what happened. My computer's down, so I used the link to go through my cell phone.
Oh, geez. Innovation.
Way to innovate.
I think when I was using a VPN, I wanted to watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game yesterday, so I used a VPN to watch the game, and I think it was still on, so it slowed down my Google Chrome.
Yeah.
Damn Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I know.
Boo, Tom Brady. Anyway, that'll get stricken by YouTube. Hey. So anyway, man, we just kind of covered a whole lot of topics. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, but we were just saying it's great to be back.
I listened to it. I could hear it. I just couldn't interact. It was fine. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on and all good.
Cool. Yeah. I got to get back to it. I'm going to build, so one other thing that came out of this, obviously the new algorithm that we're mining with is, as I mentioned, much more interpretive language. So it's really hard to create any optimizations for it, which means that we can go back to, I'm going to guess, CPU mining should be viable again. And so I know that some people in the community had purchased CPUs specifically to mine Dynamo, and then of course all this thing that happened kind of invalidated all that. So I believe that CPUs will be back. Yeah. So yep, we'll have that. I'm going to hopefully publish the miner tonight, and then we'll have some more stats on that. But the hash rate's been good. I mean, we've got 20 something mega hash. I would say that this algorithm is comparable to the old one. Maybe a little bit faster, but like my cards get about 16 kilohash, something like that, and they were getting like 5 or 6 kilohash, so maybe it's 3 times easier. But we'll be able to use comparative metrics when we start to analyze it over the next year or so. But it's going to be definitely way back in the low mega hash, 20, 30 mega hash maybe, total network hash. So yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, CDM, Pun, Day, everybody out there, great to be back. Look forward to spending more time with you guys, and yeah, look forward to good things from Dynamo, from these guys.
Yeah. We'll see you guys Wednesday.
All right.
See you Wednesday. Later.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
I don't know how to turn this off now. Let's see.
Oh,
That's
because you're.
awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah,
Because I can't get into my own stream.
So I think if all three of us leave.